The first phase of voting for 43 assembly seats in Jharkhand is also underway with a fierce contest between the NDA and the India bloc. Over 59% voter turnout has been recorded in 43 seats so far, and this phase is crucial as both alliances seek to strengthen their hold over the state. There are 683 candidates competing for 43 seats. 6 ministers and several prominent leaders are in the fray in this phase. Among them is former Chief Minister Champai Soren, who after joining the BJP just a month after being ousted from the Chief Minister's office, is also contesting from his traditional stronghold in Saraikela. Soren has won the seat 6 times since 1991, only facing defeat in 2000. This time, he faces a direct battle with Ganesh Mahali of the JMM, who was previously the BJP candidate. So interestingly, both contenders have switched sides. Both the NDA and the India bloc are pulling out all stops to ensure victory, with the NDA focusing on issues such as infiltration, corruption and scams, while the India bloc is concentrating on tribal rights and welfare claiming harassment. Polling in the remaining 38 constituencies of Jharkhand will be held on 20th November and votes will be counted on 23rd November.
और मैं राज्य के हर एक नागरिक से अपील करता हूं कि इस महापर्व को और इस लोकतंत्र के इस व्यवस्था को हम लोग और मजबूत करें। बरसों बरस से चलने वाली और जब तक ये देश रहेगा, ये लोकतंत्र का पर्व हम सबको मनाना चाहिए।
What are the issues this time? क्या कुछ मुद्दे हैं जो इस बार जनता वोट देगी झारखंड में?
मुद्दा युवाओं को रोजगार, और हमने संकल्प लिया है कि पहले ही साल 1 लाख युवकों को स्वरोजगार देंगे। प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा कि देश की बेटी लखपतिया हो, देश की बेटी स्वावलंबी हो, परिवार स्वावलंबी है, इसीलिए गोगो दीदी से 2100 रुपया हर महीने 11 तारीख को उसके खाते में। रांची में 1 लाख बांग्लादेशी मुसलमान आकर यहाँ ठहर गए। पिछले 5 सालों में इनको पूरी तरह संरक्षण दिया गया कि आओ यहाँ रहो, तुम्हारा बाल बाका नहीं होगा। और यही फर्जी वोटर आई कार्ड बनाकर एक बड़ा वोट बैंक तैयार कर लिया इन्होंने। अब इनको तो इनकी खैर नहीं है। 23 नंबर से इनका उल्टी गिनती शुरू और सीमा से बाहर।
My colleague Teshri joining me on the phone line to get us more details. So, well, Teshri, take us through what exactly is the sense on the ground. Is it going to be a comfortable comeback for Hemant Soren, or can we see a case of change in the state of Jharkhand?
Well, as of now, it seems very difficult to predict because there is a tough fight between both the parties. However, this is just the first phase. We will get more clarity when the other seats will also witness the polls. But yes, as you rightly mentioned, during the campaigning also several issues were picked up by both the parties. But as far as BJP is concerned, they picked up the issues like employment, education, development, infrastructure. And if we talk about JMM, they in fact picked up the issues like tribal votes, women voters, and the rights of tribals. So these all were the issues. But however, there were a lot of similarities when it came to women voters and the tribal voters, because they are very important voters. And if we now talk about what the poll says or what is the mood of the people of Jharkhand, then yes, there is a section of people who believe that Hemant Soren should continue to be the chief minister, because he is himself is a tribal, and that, if he continues to be the chief minister, then he will be able to fight for their rights, and still they have been getting all the kind of benefits that the government provides. And let's talk on the other hand, there is a section of who society in Jharkhand who believes that Jharkhand needs a change now. The reason being that there are a number of industries. Jharkhand is the epicenter of mining, minerals, ore, and despite all these things, there are a number of factories being set up here. But despite all these things, Jharkhand is lacking in terms of development and infrastructure. So that is why there needs to be a change. And now if we talk about what Hemant Soren says in this development and infrastructure, so he also wrote a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In fact, that was also an appeal in which he mentioned that the funds for the Jharkhand should be released, and in fact these are not the he mentioned that he's not asking for the new funds but the old funds that were pending, and that also became an important issue during campaigning. And in fact today also we saw Prime Minister while in fact campaigning in other constituencies which will undergo polls in second phase, he in fact raised the issue of साथ रहेंगे एक रहेंगे, and then we saw the earlier statements were given by Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath, बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, and then there was a counter attack given by Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand itself. Still there are, in fact, as far as the statements are concerned, there are attacks, there are counter attacks, there are manifestos, promises, but ultimately it is the voter of Jharkhand who has to decide as to on what basis they will be casting their votes. Back to you.